Okay. We're back. Where did she order food from? Or where did she make you pick up food from?
Roxy's Island Grill.
Is it like a local place?
Probably. It's like a Hawaiian grill.
Damn.
I got a
Uh,
teriyaki burger.
nice.
They order like everything is like made to order, so they
Yeah,
even have a sign that says Roxy's is not fast food.
I'm glad she decided to have you pick up food from there.
Hey, this is what you get for wanting to do a stream on a non-typical night.
I
Ace
mean,
Attorney has a reserved stream day.
yeah, but we also do podcasts on alternating Wednesdays.
Correct. This is the off Wednesday.
Well, you had an off night last night.
I did.
What did you do last night?
Raised children. Edited a podcast. So, no, I did not have an off night last night. Organized Switch games. I had an off night last night.
You did do something in your free time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Do you think Cloud's done editing the Patreon video yet?
Probably not.
Lazy.
Okay. Cross-examining Ponko. Okay, I'm pretty sure I said this line already.
Mm-hmm. What? You can't possibly have an explanation.
Your emotions blind you to the truth. You could learn a lot from our robot friends. Calm and rational thought will open your eyes to the truth in front of you, Mr. Wright. Now then, do you remember the operating table's one special feature?
I believe I read that robots can be assembled and disassembled there. Isn't that right?
That's right. And to the defendant, who was just a child at the time, the table was like a magic box that could make robots appear or disappear in seconds.
Flashback.
It fixed her in a flash? In a flashback?
In a flash? We fixed her in a flashback. Backflash flashback. You can possibly be suggesting...
This young, sheltered girl had a difficult time distinguishing robots from people. This is a flashback, I believe?
But take a look at Ponko's
Yeah,
arm.
it's a flashback.
Take a look at this flashback. Beef stew. Oh.
Flashback to
Flashback.
earlier in this case.
Yeah. No way. I refuse to believe it. The contents of that flashback.
Miss Yikes made a childish, naive, and cruel mistake. She thought that if a robot could be dismantled and vanish without a trace...
Prosecutor Edgeworth. If you're about to claim what I think you are, I demand that you word it as delicately as you can, while I eat this teriyaki burger.
With all due respect, Your Honor, all I can do is present the truth as it stands. The reason the defendant moved the victim's body to the operating table...
Hold it!
No! Don't say another word. Just stop.
was to dismantle the evidence so that she could get away with her crime.
That can't be true. Woo. Order! Order in the court! Order in the court, I say. Mac Salad. Edgeworth, she was just a little kid. How can you say such a horrible thing?
Horrible. Like I said, you're just as green as ever. I came here today as a prosecutor to seek not only the truth, no more, no less. My theory is simply the result of a rational consideration of every possibility.
Objection!
But dismantling isn't the table's only function. Function. It can make repairs as well. It's conceivable that Miss Yikes moved her mother to the table in order to fix her.
I suppose that could be another way of interpreting it. But dismantle or repair, it doesn't matter either way.
What do you mean?
After murdering her mother, Miss Yikes may have come to her senses. Perhaps she did want to make it appear as if it had never happened. And that's why she tried to repair her mother. Yes, that's one possible explanation.
But
we mustn't forget the facts of this case. The victim was observed to fall down after being hugged by the defendant. And the body was moved per the defendant's command. These two facts that indicate the defendant's guilt, remain unchanged.
this just can't be true. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence to refute the prosecution's claim? Or, alternatively, do you have more mac salad? Evidence? Right. Let's see. I can't think of any. And I'm fresh out of mac salad. I just ate it all. I'm afraid I don't have any evidence.
Since becoming chief prosecutor, I've learned that the truth isn't always pretty. Now, accept the truth, Mr. Wright. Your subordinate murdered her own mother. Your Honor, the prosecution demands a verdict. The hostages have suffered enough.
What a terrible and tragic conclusion. Case closed. Let's get drunk. If the defense has no counter-argument, I see no need to further prolong this trial. Edgeworth's argument seems solid enough, but there's no way Athena could have ever done anything like that. What do I do? There has to be something, but I can't think of a single thing.
Holy shit.
Prosecutor Blackwell?
This is quite the farce you are conducting here. I could die from laughter.
Ha 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 ha.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is that your argument is based on an entirely false premise.
Go on, we're listening. Could this be the miracle I need? But what is Prosecutor Blackwell trying to pull here? Do we actually do the cross-examination with Ponko?
I have no clue. Or maybe we did that already? And we were just still technically in that part?
No. Yes, yeah, we did. We did. Because she talked about how, the whole, like, Dr. Yikes didn't have a heartbeat and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it now. Okay, go ahead.
7 years. For 7 long years. This case has been on my mind. Not for an instant did I not think of it. I'm the one who killed my mentor, and don't think you can alter that fact now. Your baldness. I will take the stand, and I won't take no for an answer.
Of course, Prosecutor Blackwell. Please, go ahead. Hell yeah, happy birthday, Darkest Mustard.
Goddamn, Darkest Mustard, that sounds good as fuck. I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Yikes. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Yikes to return. And then, I committed the act. Ah, how cathartic it was.
Let me ponder longer. But little Ponko here witnessed the victim falling. In other words... Oh, that's right. The judge is going to make Ponko his
Objection.
favorite grandchild.
Yeah.
Better than the judge's Taco Bell and beef stew. Don't tell the judge that.
I don't need any of your other words, old man. I can guess what happened.
Which would be?
She fell means she fell. Merely that. A mother and child fooling around. Perhaps she tripped. Not that it matters. When I entered the lab, there was no trace of Dr. Yikes to be seen. There was no dead body either, of course, meaning she must have left the room.
So the murder occurred after the time period Ponko described in her testimony?
You should hardly take stock in the words of a wind-up toy.
Objection!
Then how do you explain the fact that the defendant had the robot move something? Athena was always tinkering with robots on the operating table to amuse herself. And she always had Ponko move the heavy ones for her. That day was no different. Ponko moved a heavy robot for Athena.
Why is he so angry at that? This is awful. What he's saying seems to make sense. And yet...
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackquill, are you trying, even now, to turn away from the truth? Don't you realize we could bring the dark age of the law to a close today?
I got Hawaiian food. It's from a place called Roxy's Island Grill.
You expect too much from me. I'm just a murderer, beyond redemption. Why don't you just let me go so I can settle down into hell? Ugh.
Prosecutor Blackwell's execution is tomorrow. I specifically got a teriyaki burger with mac salad as the side. And then Kari got katsu chicken with rice, mac salad, and I think like a small side salad. If the truth comes out, free iPhone for everyone. Are you saying that the little girl and the robot had nothing to do with the murder? The truth come out. Bruno Mars...
The rumor come out. Does Bruno Mars is gay? That's right. So let's hear your verdict. If we don't hurry, I might miss the ferry across the Styx. Don't you dare, Judge. Don't forget I have hostages over here. And Simon, how long are you going to cover for her?
Miss Blackwell.
Forgive me, Aura. I never wanted you to do anything like this for me. But you agreed to this trial. If you have a counter-argument, then present your evidence. That's the rule of the courtroom. Isn't that right, Chief Prosecutor? Blackquill, you selfish...
Well, to be Judge, Frank, that's my real name. I don't like this, but it's my duty to make a decision. It's my duty to duty all over. If no one has a counter-argument, I will announce my verdict. Is this really happening? Is it really going to end just like it did 7 years ago? Blackwell has a sister, whose last name is also Blackwell, who is using a robot to talk to people. Oh, flashback. I always get so bummed out when we have to do flashbacks. Ugh. Flashback. Oh. I can't let this happen. We still have one more portion of trial after this. But I just don't have the evidence to counter Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony.
I was gonna say, we still have a fair bit of game left. Oh shit, hi Athena.
Hoolity. Athena, what are you... Are you feeling okay? I can hear it. I can hear the voice of his heart. It's hiding something. In the Game Boy Nintendo Switch Online app. If he really is, I could sure use Athena's help here. Her power might just be the thing to get us through this. Convenient.
Objection!
Yikes, no need for you to chime in here. Just accept that you're innocent.
Objection!
These past 7 years, they've just been as hard on me, you know?
What are you talking about?
Do you remember the 21st night of September? That horrible, horrible trial? Please, you have to listen to me. That's not the voice I gave to Child Athena the last time we saw her, but it's the voice she has now. I didn't kill her. Her? His heart is screaming.
Just give her normal
didn't
voice.
kill her.
Just give her her normal voice.
Even now, every time I stand in a courtroom, it comes back to haunt me. Not being heard, no matter how hard you try, feeling so helpless. Ew, I hate that guy. Caught in people's stares, so scared that it feels like your chest is in a vice. I'm terrified of courtrooms. I want to run out of the door even now. And yet, you found a way to keep your fears at bay and become a lawyer. Flashback.
The end justifies the means, man.
Yep, that's his name. Why do we keep coming back to this scene? This is like the third time this fucking stream we've gone back to this exact fucking scene. This day has finally come. The day I've been looking forward to with all my heart. This is why I became a lawyer. This is why I studied psychology. Fuck. It was all to save you from this false conviction. But, Miss Yikes, do you realize what it would do? What it would mean? You are the accused, after all. If you prove Prosecutor Blackwell innocent, then... The only thing that matters is the truth. It's my duty to find out what that truth is. Simon, please, give me this chance. The chance to shake off this fear that's been with me for 7 years, and to face the truth. Athena's being so brave confronting her past like this. This might really be the last chance to save them both. Prosecutor Blackwell, please testify one more time about the incident 7 years ago.
Fine, but your efforts will surely be in vain, for I am not a man who can be cut down easily.
Here we go, Simon.
Watch me go.
Here I go. Watch me go. Let me hear the voice of your heart.
Hell yeah.
Fun fact, folks, we are getting close to possible bad endings in this video game.
Yup.
Okay. All right, Phoenix. We're going to start on the second statement.
Pinpoint the anger
No,
or the happy?
the happiness.
I mean, I figured the happiness just comes from like, oh, seeing Athena here. But
This feeling of happiness,
is foreign to me.
it's foreign to me. I've never felt it before. Even as a father. Probably because I know Larry Butts. Oof. Even though the person you were looking for wasn't there, you felt happy. Why is that?
Simple. When I was looking for Athena and hadn't found her yet, I grew worried. So when I saw her in the robotics lab, I was happily relieved. Merely that.
They are still working on repairing this courtroom.
We're here because all of the other courtrooms are taken. And this is the only
so we had
one.
to use the one that was bummed.
In the case of an emergency.
Yeah. Just now, you said that you went to the Space Center to kill Dr. Yikes. But the first thing you did was look for her daughter instead?
I had no intention of harming Athena, so I wanted to confirm that she was safe first. It was just a part of my plan. Nothing contradictory about that.
Gah. The second I find an inconsistency, he cuts it down. Simon knows the principles of analytical psychology. Fuck. There's less noise now, but I don't see any instabilities that we can latch onto. I was afraid of that. We'll just have to keep chipping away at him, then. Bit by bit. Could you update his testimony, Athena? You got it, boss.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the fourth statement.
That fucking pose.
So fucking great.
Sad. Why you so sad? Why you so sad?
Not even you can falsify your emotions, Prosecutor Blackwell.
What?
When you said that you killed Dr. Yikes in your testimony, you felt sadness. Why would someone who had lain in wait to kill her be sad at her death?
Such an obvious attack. Yes, I felt sadness, but it wasn't for her. I felt sorrow for Athena and her circumstances.
Gah! He can't be talking about that, can he? Oh, flashback. Again.
Flashback. Again. Oh, fuck, wrong voice. My objective was to save Athena from an obsessive scientist who treated her own daughter like a research subject.
What?
When I went to the psychology lab, I went to the psychology fuck lab first. That's where I would usually find Athena playing. But that day was different. I heard someone crying in the robotics lab next door. Was Athena being subjected to yet another experiment? I thought as I went to see. Conveniently, Athena had cried herself to sleep, so all I had to do was wait and kill.
So that's why he was relieved when he saw Athena. But is this story really true? I'm not sure how much to believe. Mr. Wright? How are you doing, Athena? Still hanging in there? I'm a lot stronger than I look, boss. Now, take a look at this. The noise level actually increased.
Oh shit.
It went up? I've never seen it do that before. Ew, $80. I don't know if I want it that much.
$80 for what?
There's gonna be a Steelbook edition for Trails in the Sky the First remake.
Ooh. But it's Trails in the Sky the First remake.
I know. It does come... Yeah, it's basically just a Steelbook and then some digital garbage.
Hmm.
Classic costumes for Estelle and Joshua, and then you get early access code for the launch celebration pack.
Ooh.
The launch celebration pack will be made available to all users for free for a limited time after release. So you're really just getting their like classic costumes in a Steelbook for $20 more than normal retail. So
Damn.
So, unless I misunderstood, this Blackwell killed Athena's mom. That is the running thought right now, is that, yes, Simon Blackwell murdered the fuck out of Athena's mom. But also, maybe Athena did it. Maybe a spy did it. There's no way to know.
You'll see.
Maybe I'll end up ordering a Steelbook.
Say your line.
Prosecutor Blackwell is lying somewhere in his testimony. As a matter of fact, he's piling lie on top of lie in an attempt to make his claims sound more believable. He's trying even harder to express his true feelings, and that's what's causing the noise. How in the world should I approach this? An evidence-based approach might work if I can find a contradiction. Otherwise, I should look for an inconsistency in his emotions.
There are no flaws in my testimony, and his baldness is prepared to give his verdict. Give up on this lost cause, and let the law free me of these chains already.
Objection!
I don't think so. Not while I'm around. No birdie? No birdie. We're gonna do his emotions. Oh yeah, no, his Taka's not here. Yeah. Okay, let's look for inconsistent emotions. Yeah, no, Blackwell's bird Taka's not here right now. At least he hasn't been shown yet. Got it, boss. But if you want to try to look for a contradictory statement instead, just let me know. I can easily switch over. Let's try the second statement.
Why is he so shocked?
Why is he so shocked?
Why he's so shocked?
Why are you so surprised? How odd. Why would you register surprise at opening the door to the lab?
Alright, fine. I'll explain, if I must. What surprised me was... Ponko, that toy figure attacked me. Dr. Yikes knew full well of my plan to rescue Athena. But she couldn't stand guard over her daughter 24 hours a day.
So Dr. Yikes had Ponko do it?
That's right. She ordered Ponko to forcibly remove me on sight. So I slashed Ponko up with a katana that was there in the lab. That rickety old puppet wasn't worthy of that fine blade.
Mr. Wright, it's happening again. There's even more noise now.
You motherfucker.
It's at 100% now? What is going on here? Whenever we find an opening, he covers it up with lies.
Covers it all up with lies.
We'll never get rid of the noise at this rate.
Because boys don't cry.
Except for Scott. It's pretty hard to keep telling coherent lies like that. His mind and will really are as sharp and strong as a katana.
His testimony?
All right, what should I tackle first this time? His testimony. I think there might be an inconsistency in Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony. All right, let's give it a thorough check then. Second statement.
Don't we have Ponko's testimony?
Not Ponko's testimony, but we have the photo of the crime scene.
Oh, yeah. The seven... Oh, wait,
No.
the photo of the crime?
Yeah, photo of the crime.
Okay.
That one.
Objection!
Compounding lies with more lies is never the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell. Take a look at this photo. That's the photo of the supposed moment of the murder, isn't it?
How many more times must I see that which damned me for my sin?
The ironic thing is, I think this picture is actually going to be your savior now. See the bloodstain at the end of Ponko's arm, where it was severed with the katana? I hope you aren't claiming that the robot that it's robot's blood, Mr. Wright.
The judge is
No.
like, even I'm not that stupid.
Even I'm not that, stupid. I had to think of the word. No, most likely the blood was transferred there from the bloody katana. The katana already had blood on it, so then it must be the victim's blood. That's right. But if that's the case, we've found a glaring inconsistency. You said in your testimony that you cut up Ponko and then you killed Dr. Yikes. But in spite of that, the victim's blood is already on Ponko's arm in this photo. What? But that couldn't be. Exactly. In order for the blood to have transferred from the sword to Ponko's arm, the victim must have been stabbed first, then the robot was slashed. Before the robot was slashed. In other words, Prosecutor Blackwell, your entire testimony is nothing but one giant ball of lies. Tell the court the truth, Prosecutor Blackwell, now.
You have no idea what you're doing.
I really don't, but that's besides the point. His voice. There's so much MSN Messenger. I'm hearing not just one or two, but a bunch of rampaging emotions here. It's hard to describe. It's like a violent whirlpool or something.
Phoenix Wright, you will pay for this. Never have I been forced to reveal so much, but the rest I'll take to my grave.
Prosecutor Blackwell, you were on the witness stand. You are obliged to tell the truth.
Obligated.
Or obligated. Isn't that the rule of the courtroom? All of these complex emotions. They seem to be flowing from one source. I think whatever he really saw that day is what's causing these feelings.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, what do we probe?
Statement 2. Hell yeah, welcome back, Cloud.
Hi, Cloud.
This voice. It hurts even listen. It hurts to even listen to it. He's been living with this pain inside him for all these years? The game's going well. We're almost done with Trial Day 1, Part 1. And the root of it all is hidden somewhere in this testimony, isn't it? Yes, that's right. Please hurry. Please, set him free, Mr. Wright.
Okay.
Statement 2.
What do we probe?
What do you think?
The robotics lab?
No.
Athena?
Yes. Yeah, if you're going back to Persona 3 for a third time this week, I think you're sticking with it, Cloud. When you opened the door and saw Athena, you became overwhelmed by your emotions. Isn't that right, prosecutor?
You should know better. And though it's pathetic, I admit I'm terrified to speak of it.
Prosecutor Blackwell, Miss Yikes is innocent. I will always believe that with all my heart. Now, can't you find it within yourself to believe in me, too?
Athena is innocent, huh? Can you honestly say that you believe that to be true? Right, Dono?
I give you my word. Now, tell me what you really saw when you opened that door.
Curse you, Phoenix Wright. It was a tragedy, one I'll never forget. When I arrived at the lab, Dr. Yikes was already dead. She was lying on the operating table, while the bloody katana lay on the floor. And standing between the two, covered in blood, was Athena. She smiled, with a far-off look in her eyes, as she sweetly said, "There's your M rating."
Something's wrong with Mom. So, I'm taking her apart to fix her.
That's what I saw. And now you have it. The truth that you so desperately wanted.
No. Prosecutor Blackwell finally tells the truth. And this is what it is? It's beyond devastating. I tried to take my mother apart. I... No! No! So it was me. I'm the one who killed my mother. Athena!
As I said, Wright, the truth isn't always pretty. Murder, disassembly on an operating table, a scientist using her daughter as a guinea pig. Sadly, it appears that my theory was correct after all.
Objection!
It's true that Athena didn't like her mother's research, but... You dare cast aspirations on my mother by claiming Athena was used in... My mentor? Excuse me, mother. Why did I read that as mother? Excuse me. You dare cast aspersion... I also said aspirations instead of aspersions. I'm bad at reading. You dare cast aspersions on my mentor by claiming Athena was used in such a manner?
I said obliged instead of obligated, so...
Yeah.
Cast ass burgers? It's a fucking badass D&D spell.
Dr. Yikes could be awkward with people, but she loved her daughter with all her heart.
She loved me?
Your mother hated to see you suffer because you could hear the voices of people's hearts. She wanted to set you free of your pain, so she worked tirelessly on her research. Do you remember those headphones you hated so much?
Yes. My head hurt every time I wore them.
No, Athena. It's just the opposite. They emitted sound waves to nullify emotional input from the voices of people around you. Your power was much stronger than it is than then. Ugh. Your power was much stronger then than it is now. And those headphones were what enabled you to carry on with everyday life.
No, that can't be true. Then why? Why would I have done something like that to somebody who loved me so much?
Her love for you was real. That I can guarantee. That's why I knew that what happened had to be some kind of mistake. I couldn't let you be punished for it. So you took the blame yourself? You and your mentor are more alike than you know. Ponko was a witness, so I put it in the case, held Athena close, and vacated the lab. I threw Ponko away in the boarding lounge trash chute. And I hid the case on the Space Center grounds.
It would seem that we now have all the facts of this case. Every single one of them. No more new facts will come up now. Case closed.
Hold it!
No, not yet. It can't end like this.
Objection!
Do not disgrace yourself, Mr. Wright. The truth has been revealed. Or are you the type of man to turn your back to things that disagree with you?
I'm not. But this. I can't give up now. I have to say something, anything, even if it's a bluff. I've never done that before. I've always managed to pull through that way in the past. I have to make it work. The defense is prepared to present evidence. Mr. Wright? Yes, Athena?
It's okay. You can stop now. I don't want you or anyone to suffer any longer for my sake.
Athena, what are you saying?
I killed my mother. That's the truth. It's just like Prosecutor Edgeworth said. We have to face it. No matter how much it hurts. I admit my guilt. But could I please be granted just one chance to tell everyone what I recall?
It appears Miss Yikes is much braver than you, Mr. Wright. What say you, Your Honor? In light of her courage, will the court give Miss Yikes this opportunity to confess?
Very well. Then, if you would, please take the stand, Miss Yikes. My shows aren't on for another half hour anyway. So, sure.
Thank you for letting me do this, Prosecutor Edgeworth. And thank you, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Blackwell, for letting the truth be known. Now we can finally move forward and everyone's suffering can come to an end.
Athena.
Prosecutor Blackwell will be cleared and the dark age of the law can come to an end. Yes, admit your guilt and bring everything to its conclusion.
I killed my mother. My memory is still a little hazy, but there's no question I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. And I remember the warmth of her blood as it flowed down the handle onto my fingers. Your Honor, please find me guilty.
I dare say, these are all memories that no one but the murderer would have.
I see. Thank you for your confession. I believe this trial has gone on long enough. But before we conclude, does anyone have a counterargument? Everyone glares at Phoenix.
Yeah.
I do, Your Honor. Mr. Wright?
But, Mr. Wright, why? I killed her. I remember it now. Any counterargument now is pointless.
Objection!
Don't tell me you've forgotten one of the basic tenets of lawyering. Always believe in the client to the bitter end. Athena, you are not a murderer.
Objection!
I said that you never change, but could you have actually regressed in these 8 years?
I don't know.
I won't stand for your childish emotionalism getting in the way of the truth.
Emotionalism? Don't lecture me on the matters of the heart. Matters of the heart, Edgeworth. Save that for the bedroom later tonight. Because I can see straight into a person's soul.
We got the Cyclops back.
Doom, 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 doom. Boom, 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 boom.
Flashback. I wish you could speed through the text on flashbacks.
I wish they would just not show flashbacks.
I mean, that too.
There's still a chance, somewhere deep in Athena's heart. There might be a memory that not even she knows about yet. It might be like looking for a grain of sand somewhere in the cosmos, but still, that memory might contain a new fact that could prove her innocence. I hope for everyone's sake that you are not just bluffing, Mr. Wright. As I said, my shows begin in about a half hour. Now then, is there or is there not a problem with Miss Yike's confession?
flashback. You know,
We-
to like-
to 5 minutes ago.
yeah, like I said all this like 4.5, 5 minutes ago. What the fuck? There's definitely something wrong with her memory of the event. I can just tell. Is there a problem with her confession?
If
Please
there.
prove it to this court now. Present
Is it the 7-year-old photos?
the katana.
Oh. The victim's blood was only found. Oh, yeah, because she mentioned the handle. That's right.
Yeah.
Take that!
Isn't that the katana the defendant used to kill the victim, Mr. Wright? I respectfully and
Vehemently.
Vemon. Vehemently disagree, Your Honor. But I remember it. I remember holding the weapon and getting blood on my fingers. That's exactly my point. If blood really did get on your fingers while you were holding it, there should be blood on the handle. Yes, Cloud?
Hi, Cloud.
Should I get Metaphor when I have the money saved?
Yes.
If you want to play another Persona game, it's good. Like, don't get me wrong. What I have been able to play, I will say it's a good game.
I was gonna say I want Metaphor on the Switch too, but honestly, if they make it a game key card, I don't want it.
That's fair. Just, you know, don't worry about it.
I don't want to download Code in Box either.
Yeah. I kind of want to do Persona 5 Royal first, in time for Persona 4 Revival. That's fair.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. But Metaphor is good, and I would recommend, if you can find it on a sale. I mean, it's a Sega Atlas game, so it goes on sale pretty regularly. But yeah, it is good. Is it on sale right now? But please focus on the handle of this sword. There's not a trace of blood on it.
You said this sword as if there's more than one sword in this case.
I don't know. Maybe there is. It's talking about weapons. I guess it's $50 right now as opposed to $70. So I guess it is on sale. And therefore, this is clearly a contradiction of the facts. You're right. Oh my.
Objection!
The defendant must have simply confused a portion of her memories. She mentioned it was hazy to begin with, and we can't mull over every minor detail.
Objection!
But she also said, "There's no question I remember it. A fact we can't ignore." And I can find
PS5 Royal.
PS5 Persona PlayStation 5 Royal for like 30 to 40, so I should do that before, but I do want to get around to Metaphor after I have enough Dragon Quest under my belt. Love a good phone autocorrect.
I had a feeling that was the case. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, PS5 Royal. That should be the like follow-up to the Pro.
The PS5 Royal.
Yeah.
In that
It just has
case,
a crown.
why don't you explain what this contradiction with her memories means?
Gladly. Just give me a second to think of something. I want to say that Athena didn't stab anyone. But she said it herself that she remembers the feeling of committing the act. Think, Phoenix. Think. What could the contradiction with Athena's memories mean?
The blood was wiped off the weapon.
No, the defendant used a different
Oh,
weapon.
the defendant used a different weapon.
Miss Yikes said blood flowed down the handle, but the katana's handle is spotless. So, doesn't it follow that the defendant must have used a weapon other than the katana? Maybe Athena's mom killed herself and made it look like Athena did it? Ooh, that's a possibility.
It's not.
I won't say anything.
It's not.
I won't say anything more than that, but it is technically a possibility.
What are you up to this time?
This is it. This time, I found just the thing to end Athena's nightmare for good. I want to see Phoenix perform the heat dome attack on fucking Athena right now. The weapon that took Dr. Yikes' life was the katana. That much is for sure. So, if I can show a possibility that Athena didn't use the katana, it could help me prove her innocent. A different weapon, you say? What weapon would that be, exactly? Mass destruction is now stuck in Allison's head.
Baby,
R.I.P.
baby, baby,
Allison's
baby,
head.
baby, 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 oh.
Right. Of course he would ask that.
I can see you're floundering, Mr. Wright. Did you speak without thinking again, as always?
You know it, baby. How does he do that? But I can't back down now. I can't back down. Not here, not now. That's right, I did. Because it's so obvious, it doesn't require any thought.
What did you say?
Okay, so maybe that was an exaggeration. But there has to be something. Was there some other bladed weapon in the robotics lab that day? Maybe there's something in one of the crime scene photos. Wait a minute. There is something. There is a high probability that that was in the lab. I don't have that particular weapon here in evidence right now, but I do have a piece of evidence just like it. Other than the katana, this is the other
utility
blade
knife.
that may have been at the crime scene. Oh, okay.
Utility knife?
Yep.
It's the only other blade that we have.
Exactly. But that's the murder weapon in the Clay Terran case.
We finished that one, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. Wait. Did we? I forget. Yes. This is the knife that took Mr. Terran's life. But there must have been a knife just like this at the scene 7 years ago as well. Toolkits containing utility knives like this one are issued to Space Center employees. And a robotics lab especially would naturally have one of these around.
Objection!
But, besides the katana, no other bladed weapon was found at the site. It was in the investigation report, if you didn't know.
Objection!
Objection! Of course I knew that. Once you told me just now.
Then there's something else you already knew. There was a toolkit at the scene, but it didn't contain any blades. Here is a photo of its contents.
Oh, thank you. You're right. I don't see any kind of bladed tool. Fine. But isn't there something odd about the design on these handles?
Therefore, there was no other bladed weapon in the room.
Objection!
I disagree. This toolkit contained a knife.
And what proof do you have of that?
Don't tell me your eye for art is failing you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
You are the last person in the world who should be criticizing my aesthetic sense.
No. He is simply watching out for your ocular health. Please proceed, Mr. Wright.
I mean, he does need glasses now, so...
Yeah. Notice that the handles of each of these tools have a sort of design on them. Ah, I see that they do. But what's the significance does that have? But what significance does that have? It's clear that one of the tools is missing from this kit. There's an empty space, you dummies. If we rearrange the tools into a specific pattern... we might be able to tell which part of the overall design is missing.
Is that the theory your pitiful sense of aesthetics helped you come up with?
Edgeworth? Just let it go, man.
Show the court, then, if you would. What pattern or design would we see if we were to rearrange the tools?
There's two options for this.
Just the knife again?
Nope.
Oh, the robots with a heart book.
That's one of them, yeah.
What was the other one?
Take that!
The Space Center pamphlet.
Oh, that makes sense.
And what design is this supposed to represent? The Gynax logo, Your Honor. It's on all of the Space Center's documents and pamphlets. as you're aware, Gynax is the program that operates the Cosmos Space Center.
R.I.P. Gynax.
Flashback. Gynax. Gynax? Flashback? Ah, I think I see it now. But... yes, with just the tools shown in this photo, why the fuck are they arguing this?
Yeah.
Of course there's a blade missing. The red A part of the logo is missing. And this is where the murder weapon from the Terran case comes into play. If we place the utility knife in the open slot,
No fucking way.
no way! It would complete the Gynax logo. So it would. Then that means... what does it mean? A minute, Mr. Edgeworth. My aesthetic sense is keener than yours. And while you're at it... admit that the weapon Miss Yikes used could have been this one.
No.
Order! Order in the court. Miss Yikes confessed to having a memory of stabbing the victim. Admittedly, Miss Yikes most likely did stab someone using the utility knife. However, the weapon used to kill Dr. Yikes was the katana. Therefore, the act of stabbing that Miss Yikes remembers couldn't be that of Dr. Yikes.
Very well. Let's suppose for a minute that Miss Yikes did use the utility knife. Tell me, how does that change anything?
Come again?
What if the katana was only being used as a decoy to conceal the true murder weapon? What if the real weapon that took the victim's life was the utility knife?
Don't be ridiculous. Or are you changing the premise of your entire argument?
I'm merely offering you a hypothetical situation derived from your logic. Miss Yikes could have put blood on the katana to make it look like the murder weapon. And then concealed the knife on her personage until Blackwell carried her away.
That does clear up the contradiction between Miss Yikes' memories and the evidence.
If, in fact, the murder weapon is a utility knife, then fate has dealt you a cruel hand. Why is fate with a capital F?
Because fate is the concept of fate.
I know.
You know.
For you have just proven the knife's existence to the rest of us with your own logic.
Objection!
Yeah, it was a reference to Fate Stay Night, obviously. Duh, Jack. The prosecution is attempting to lead the court.
Objection!
You're the one attempting to lead the court, Mr. Wright, by forcing us to forget the facts of this case. Need I remind you that there were only 2 people in the lab at the time of the murder? And that the defendant herself recalls stabbing someone with her own hands?
No.
It matters not whether the murder weapon was a katana or a utility knife. As long as we know that the victim and the defendant were the only ones there, you cannot escape the fact that it was Athena Yikes who killed her own mother.
I don't believe it. Why? Why does this keep happening? Every time I find a contradiction, it vanishes, and the suspicion keeps coming back. It's almost as if...
Now you're finally starting to get it. Your contradictions keep vanishing because the charge is true. And the suspicion keeps coming back to the defendant because that's where it belongs. Phoenix Wright, when will you open your eyes and accept the truth?
No!
That's a lot of A's.
I think I forgot a few.
Damn, he could really use a visit from Mia right now. Too bad she's not in this game.
Too bad Maya's not in this game, so Mia could show up. Too bad Pearls is, like, off camera,
Yeah.
so Mia can't show up.
Pearls, we need you.
Pearls, get down here. I don't want to believe it. It can't be true. But what if? Mr. Wright, you have fought a good fight. I think you've done all you can do. Is giving up really the only option?
We need Gumshoe to deliver a Deus Ex Machina.
No, snap out of it, Phoenix. What's the matter with you? Giving in to doubt? Oh, hey, pal.
Oh, hey, pal.
Here's your Taco Bell order. I can't look back. Forward is the only way to go. No, Your Honor, not yet. It isn't over yet.
Yeah.
He
Right.
said the Goku line. I can't lose sight of what's important. I believe in Athena, and I'll always believe in her to the very end. A defense lawyer never gives up on his client. I think I have to pick myself up and stand firm. Make that brain of yours work, Phoenix. If I don't see a way, I'll just have to go back and look for one.
Seek a way out.
You found it. Time to rethink this case thoroughly.
Oh boy.
I can see the fact that Athena must have stabbed someone with a utility knife. This must have been what Ponko witnessed as Athena's hug. But Prosecutor Blackwell didn't see the knife at the scene. This means that someone must have removed it from the lab before he arrived. Who could have taken the utility knife from the lab?
Someone else.
Someone else. A third person was at the scene. If I trust in Athena, then I have to conclude there was a third person at the scene. But according to Ponko's testimony, Athena and her mother were the only two there. So then, how did this third person manage to escape Ponko's detection? I know. This person must have fooled Ponko's facial recognition feature by covering
Their own face.
their own face. The person hid their face. But wait a minute. Ponko has a heartbeat detection system too. Even if they covered their own face, Ponko could have still detected their presence. But she wouldn't have been able to tell who they were. Wait, that's it. The culprit could have covered their face and posed as which person to avoid detection?
Simon Blackwell.
No.
Metis Yikes.
Yes. The person posed as the victim. If the culprit posed as the victim, that would explain why Ponko thought only she and Athena were there. All they had to do was take advantage of Ponko's basic recognition features. The culprit used this in order to pose as the victim.
Her jacket.
Yes. The victim's jacket. The culprit could have posed as the victim by wearing her jacket with the ID tag on it. But that still leaves the heartbeat detection system. How did the culprit get around that? It wouldn't have worked if Ponko could detect the real Dr. Yikes' heartbeat too. So, does that mean that the real Dr. Yikes was already dead by that time? If that's the case, then who did Athena stab?
The real culprit.
Yes. Athena stabbed the real culprit. That's it! The person Athena stabbed wasn't Dr. Yikes. It was the person who murdered her and then pretended to be her. The real culprit.
Now that Mr. Wright has finally finished thinking, let us bring this to a swift end. Please give us your verdict, Your Honor, so that we can move on to hostage negotiations.
You are absolutely right, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I hereby...
Objection!
I didn't say I was finished. I was only pausing for a second.
You were paused for like 45 seconds at least.
It takes me a long time to think of words. Mr. Smarty Pants. Because I realize something is so shocking that I had to take a break to digest it. Just like this order of Taco Bell, the Crunchwrap Supreme. Get yours now in the courtroom lobby. But now I know for a fact that Miss Yikes is innocent. But Ponko saw me. She witnessed the moment of the crime. Yes, Ponko did witness something. She saw the hug. In other words, the moment you used the utility knife. Cloud, I want Taco Bell. You're welcome. That's the point of the stream series.
Yep.
But the person you stabbed wasn't your mother. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? The answer is simple. The person Miss Yikes stabbed was a third person, posing as Dr. Yikes. What?
Objection!
Do you really expect us to swallow that, Mr. Wright? According to the robot's statements, there was no third person there. Do you really think I wouldn't see through your ludicrous grab for time?
Objection!
After all we've been through, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm disappointed. Don't you know by now that this smile of mine means I have absolute confidence?
This shit-eating grin.
This...
Huh. You make that pose all the time, regardless of the facts.
Clonko's strange malfunction.
Flashback. Oh, flashback.
That was another case of mistaken identity caused by a jacket ID tag. All because Clonko couldn't read Apollo's facial features due to that eye patch. Like Mr. Edgeworth said, a mask could nullify the robot's facial features. And then...
Recognition, but...
recognition. Facial recognition. And then, all the person would have to do is wear a jacket with the victim's ID tag to pose as her.
Objection!
Of all the ridiculous theories, what good would a silly disguise like that do? Wag, wag. Have you forgotten that the robot also has a heartbeat detection system? If there was a third person at the scene, the robot would have detected them.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but that doesn't count for much, I'm afraid. Because by the time Dr. Yikes' heartbeat had already... By that time, Dr. Yikes' heartbeat had already stopped beating.
What?
So does that mean... Yes, Your Honor. The person Miss Yikes stabbed this third person who was posing as Dr. Yikes is her mother's real killer.
But that's... I'm impossible!
A mask? The person I stabbed was wearing a mask? Order! Order in the court. Miss Yikes, did you say something? I wasn't paying attention. I turned my show on. Mask? Yes. I remember Athena, what is it? I...
The Cyclops are back.
I remember a man with a mask. How could he? What did he do to my mother? My head.
Oh, my head's spinning.
Miss Yikes, are you all right? No.
Oh, a simple no would have sufficed, but thank you anyway.
Yeah, you could just, say no, thank you. Oh, the Cyclops, they're beginning
They're
to
shaking.
shake? Uh-oh. Oh. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
All at once. It's all coming back to me. Everything that happened that day, the day that my mother was murdered. It's all coming back to me now. They're gone. The Black Cyclops are finally gone. You didn't really stab your mother, did you? It's all right, Athena. Just tell us what you saw that day. I was drawing a picture. When I was done, I went to show my mom. I opened the door, and then... It's all right. I'm right here. You're safe, Athena. She was on the floor by the workbench with the katana sticking out of her. There was a handkerchief over her face, but I knew it was her by her clothes. And there was a man there. A man? Quiet, Your Honor. Go on, Athena. He tried to attack me. In a panic, I grabbed the knife that was there and... He dodged it first, so I could... only got his clothes. But I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. Then he kicked me, and I passed out. When I came to, my mom wasn't moving.
About how far away are we from the to be continued?
We have... a bit.
Okay. Do you want to just, like, it's an awkward spot, but do you want to just call it here? It's...
There's like, we can go for like a little bit. Then I think it might be a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to do something. I had to fix her. I thought... So, I asked Ponko to move her to the operating table. Something's wrong with Mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her. So that's why she said that. Your Honor, as you can see, the defendant has given us critical new testimony. A man was there before Miss Yikes arrived. A man who covered the victim's face and put on the victim's jacket. This man is the real culprit. Miss Yikes, do you have any idea who this man was? No, I'm afraid I don't. A few moments ago, Miss Yikes mentioned a mask. Athena, can you tell us anything about that? Yes, the mask. It was my mom's Japanese theater mask. I think it was the one hanging on the wall of the lab. Ah, this mask hanging here? On the wall? It was kind of spooky, that mask. My mom used to tell me that the no mask even has the power to turn an ordinary man, an ordinary human being, into a phantom. A phantom?
How does he stutter in blue text?
I don't know. It would seem that a new suspect has emerged. And that means that all suspicion against Miss Yikes has... Okay, I think now is a good time.
Okay. Cool. Because it is getting pretty late and I am hungry.
Yeah. We have 2 paragraphs worth of trial day 1, part 1 left.
Okay. Well, we'll save it for next time. I mean, honestly, we still had a pretty decent stream, considering how late it started.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey. Thanks for joining, guys. Al, Cloud, Darkest Mustard, if you're still here, happy birthday again. And yeah, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye!